Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. Let's play around with some of these Slice zirconium dioxide ceramic blades and tools. Now I bought some Slice stuff a while ago and I was playing around trying to figure out where it fits in, where is it better than maybe conventional metal tools. And then Slice contacted me and said, hey, are you interested in it? And I said, I've got some of your stuff. Tell me more about it. I kind of went down the rabbit hole learning. They sent me a couple of the larger pieces I didn't have yet. And I have been using it, and in its window of where it's effective, it is really cool. It's designed more to be, well, it has some unique properties, but also designed to be a little bit safer, maybe a lot safer than traditional metal blades. So their philosophy is that the life of one of these kinds of regular razor blades here, you have to get it well beyond the sharpness you need, and then as it dulls, it crosses over to, from being sharp enough to use to, not sharp. And so what Slice has done is figured out what is the optimum sharpness that's actually necessary, which is often way beyond what many razor blades are sharpened to, but then as they dull down, they still have service life. But if you could just find that optimum sharpness, dial it in with a material that remains sharp, they say up to 11 times longer. I have not noticed any depreciation in the sharpness playing around with them, but they're not, rubbing my thumb on it. You can cut yourself. They are sharp, but they're not like these guys. It's a different world. Now, ceramic material, or in this case, zirconium oxide, or actually technically zirconium dioxide, is a really hard material. But it has some great properties. And those properties, it doesn't corrode, stains, not, bugged by temperature or, most things that affect metal. It is fairly durable. We'll test that in a sec, but also it can be sharpened to incredible lengths. Now here's a piece of paper, and if I take this, you can see this razor blade is not sharp, is not really slicing through, with what you might expect, say, from one of the traditional metal ones, as long as it's super sharp. So the metal ones you can cut pretty easily. However, here is a ceramic knife. This one, as you see way down there, this has the ZrO2, or zirconium dioxide. And this one is not a Slice, and it is so sharp, that it allows you to just work your way through something like paper. But it's a different purpose. These are designed more to be safe. So if I apply a little bit of pressure to one of these, it cuts through just fine. However, they do make some, sharper ones. They'll go right through paper without any trouble. Cutting up this guy's arm with a Slice, interesting. Here's another. Get the white out of the way so it doesn't see. So I can just slide that across. And this one's designed to be using flat here. Notice I'm rubbing this over my finger. It would take some more effort to cut myself, but it just goes through. This is a package opener. I didn't ask for it, but they sent it, so I'd try it out. This actually has impressed me about as much as any of them. Other ones, here's a Slice utility knife. I did notice when I tried to put a Slice blade into a conventional holder, like this Milwaukee here, that it doesn't fit. The Slice blades are actually a little bit thicker. There are three main Slice blades. There's a Slice serrated blade that does give you some sawing. There's a Slice, kind of more a traditional blade. And there is, where is it? There are rounded Slice blades like that, that don't have that sharp corner. I've got Slice scissors, which, it's pretty amazing. Here's a piece of cardboard. They have no trouble digging through this cardboard. It seems like they feel super light and, almost like they aren't very sharp. Well, they're not sharp. It's the philosophy. If I go to, using something like the slice knife here, I mean, it just zips through it. In fact, I'll get my box and show you a couple of these in action. So here's an Amazon box. And I can just, I mean, it just burns through this stuff. I can cut right through the box if I want. Here's a box cutter. I mean, it's even though it's not that sharp, I have no trouble cutting through a box. There's a scraper. This doesn't cut through a box very well because of the shape. But even this little tiny guy with this barely protruding piece, I can just slice right through it. And I mean, that's kind of amazing. It doesn't go deep enough, but it has no trouble cutting through cardboard. And I've cut through plastic, like here. Here's one of the cases that the knife came in. And you can see it's got that hard plastic that's going to give everyone a bunch of cuts soon. But I can just slice that down, and it just cuts it right open. So if I put a little bit of effort into it, just slices right through that teeny weeny itty bitty little thing. This is pretty amazing. I might get a bunch of these, give away to. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you. Whoops, I wasn't holding it. So you got to hold it flat, they say, otherwise you tilt up too high. But that's crazy. Here's what the scissors came in. So I'll just slice it right down the middle. Look at that. Did I go through? Here, if I broke through it. It's a little brittle. But you can see, once that goes in, I mean, it's plenty, just slicing right through, I guess the name. Here's some little tiny, what do they call these? These are the automatic opening scissors. When I'm going through cardboard here with what would be almost thread cutters. Paper, if you want to do something precise, check that out. I mean, just the ability to, if I wanted to cut something, along the edges there. Just super sharp. Well, for not really being all that sharp. That's pretty amazing. I can keep them on the paper, but then you touch them and they're not that sharp. So it's like a kind of a weird phenomenon. And obviously a lot of us use these kind of knives because we always dull the ends and then break them off, and use a new one. So slice is I guess, big in the industries that require more safe operation of some of these cutting tools. I love it. I mean, there's less chance you're gonna hurt yourself with some of these because they just don't have the sharpness, but they have the performance, and that's what's odd. It seems like it shouldn't be working. I did try to scrape up stuff on cement, and this didn't scrape as well as some of these utility blades I had in a different holder, but I destroyed the blades about every minute. So it was a pretty crazy operation, but for cleaning off things, glass, etc., I mean, this does have a hardness. They say 1 less than diamond. That would make it a 9 on the Mohs hardness scale. And there's quite a few things that are a 9. And a diamond is a huge amount harder. But it does have some good performance, whereas a lot of tools that are extremely hard are also brittle. So let's take one of these for a ride here. Here's a slice blade. I'm going to stick it into my pan of ice here, and put this is an 8-inch snap-on wrench onto it, and just let it sit there and bounce around. So as you can see, it's not actually doing I was going to break it anyway, go to destruction to see, but it actually didn't snap right away, and I took it out to the edge now, and I wanted to know what happened when it snapped. But if I had tried this earlier with another, or with the blade, and this kind of shocked me. Put that on again. Pretty wild. Takes a bit to shock, to stress those, but watch what happens with a metal one. I'm going to put this out here, and we'll do it again. Back up here. Yeah, there we go. So the metal is a little bit better, but it still shatters. Kind of wild. Anyway, this is an interesting material. I'm going to see, put that in. Here's a thickness difference. So you can see with this, come on, pop it open, there we go. So you can see there's a bit of a difference versus this. So that's why it doesn't fit in some of the knives. But anyway, that's the slice material. So worth exploring, especially in these little tiny package openers, and box openers, and scrapers, and kind of a safety small box opener, and safety knife, and scissors. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. See what the limit of that thing actually is. Now that I know it won't shatter into a million pieces, I want to feel it with my hand. There. Jiminy. Huh. I can't break that. Let's try it here. There we go. Managed to break it. I also wanted to see what happened if you stuck one in here. Might as well do it on camera. These blades are like, ugh. Goodness. I can't break it. Let's try this by hand. Get a little bit of space here. I just want to feel what that's like. There it is. Interesting. Cool. Well, anyway, I haven't run into that with any other issue, and I've definitely destroyed a ton of razor blades, snapping them off while I'm using it. But there you go. Cool company. Neat stuff. They do, I noticed, also give, this one might be a little better, this 1% for autism, that a portion of the purchase goes to autism research, for what that's worth. But if you were wondering about Slice, there you go. That's what they're like. And with that, Doc out.